European leaders urged for increased defense spending on Monday, following a summit in Paris focused on Ukraine and regional security. Concerns about a more aggressive Russia and waning U.S. support prompted this urgent meeting, which takes place just before U.S.-Russian discussions aimed at resolving the Ukraine conflict, discussions that may exclude European nations. The summit, initiated by French President Emmanuel Macron, highlights a shift in relations between Europe and the U.S. under President Donald Trump. European Commission Chief Ursula von der Leyen emphasized that European security stands at a critical juncture. Before the Paris talks, which included leaders from the European Union, NATO, and the United Kingdom, Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk criticized the idea of creating competition between the European Union and the United States as unwise and harmful. Ian Lesser, who leads the German Marshall Fund's Brussels office, identified two main issues for European leaders in the near future. He stated that the focus would be on supporting Ukraine, especially as the United States might reduce its involvement, and preparing for a possible settlement or ceasefire. The second, more serious concern is how Europe can ensure its own defense as the United States may become less involved in the coming years. Lesser noted that there is little agreement on what this would entail, recognizing it as a significant and costly challenge for Europe. United States and Russian officials are scheduled to meet in Saudi Arabia on Tuesday to discuss Ukraine and a potential summit between President Trump and President Putin, with neither Ukraine nor European leaders included in the talks. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer expressed his nation's readiness to send troops to Ukraine as part of a peace deal, while other European leaders deemed this step premature. Meanwhile, Hungary's foreign minister, close to both Russia and the Trump administration, argued that the Paris discussions hinder efforts for peace. During the meeting, leaders also explored ways to boost Europe's defense capabilities and support Ukraine. Orysia Lutsevich from the Chatham House think tank highlighted the need for increased spending, production, troop sizes, intelligence cooperation, and training, all essential to prevent Ukraine's frontline from failing. She referred to a recent security conference in Munich, which left Europe worried about shifting U.S. priorities, as a wake-up call. Lutsevich pointed out the changes in the U.S. administration as a factor that European leaders were slow to respond to. The U.S. has long encouraged Europe to strengthen its own defense. With Russia making gains in Ukraine and calls for NATO